Hello, hello students. This is Abby Taylor. This is February the 26th. I had a late start today, but I don't think it's hurt anything. Um, so anyway, this is the agenda for today. I'm going to go over the assignments that are due February 26th, tomorrow, March 6th, and any questions for anyone that pops in. I'll be glad to talk with you. Going to do the biotech unit review for the engineering B and also the university use of tech for engineering a review. Okay, starting out with what's due tomorrow, the engineering AB 18-week students should be completing the cardboard chair project and the engineering design process unit. The 16 weeks are getting into it, submitting the proposal, the verification, and actually doing the whole thing. So you guys will be doing a bit of grading this week on all of these assignments because they do take longer to grade. The 12-week, you are getting started with this. Your first assignments are due. You have an introduce yourself discussion and posting these additional forms, please. You're going through the Career and Tech Ed Foundations quiz. Quiz on the mind, I'm sorry. So you've got these discussions in the assignment. I'm mostly grading these for things for completion. The job application for neatness and thoroughness. The SKIP project, do what you can with it. Contact me as you have questions. And whenever you take any quiz, make sure you do the review the challenge questions. So that really pertains to Intro to Engineering and the History and Evolution, which is not due for you until next week anyway. But in all of these, let me see, Engineering Career Matching Assignment, Worksheet Assignment. You're doing a Career Research Project, which is due tomorrow, and Sustainable Engineering Discussion, and this quiz. So you've got a lot to do, but you'll get it done. Just hang in there. The Engineering B students, you have been working on your gripper and in the manufacturing unit. And so what you're doing is the discussion about careers. Basically, you're researching a career in manufacturing that looked interesting to you, and it's wide open. It doesn't need to be a technical career, but whatever's in the manufacturing industry, and taking the quiz. Once again, before any quiz, go back and review the challenge questions. 16-week, pretty much the same thing. A little different. You got to do the end effector project. Okay, Power and Energy Technologies for the 14-week. But I don't know this. We have a 14-week student anymore, so I won't waste time. And then the 12-week assignments due February 27th. You've got a lot. Once again, all the introductory stuff. As I mentioned before, the discussion posting is graded. Make sure you respond to 2 others. And then the Communications Technologies, which was the area I worked at whenever I was in engineering. That was my industry. The discussions, scavenger hunt is on the FCC, and the frequencies in the FCC and understanding the relationship of wavelength and frequency, which they are inverses. Wavelength is a physical phenomena that has to permeate different objects, and so the lower wavelengths have more power that way, and they can get through objects better. That's why the lowest wavelengths are like for underwater and submarine applications, mining, and things like that. Information age, safety, privacy. Read that scenario in your unit and continue with the discussion on that. On the Communications Tech project, I am looking for a virtual dissection. So let's say you had a frog and you were dissecting a frog in high school. What you'll be looking at would be the systems. I'm not looking for the cellular level. So please look at the systems that are in these things. You don't have to get deep down into the technology, but look at the different technologies that are involved in them. I'm not interested in an operator's manual. And then the career and communication quiz. I'm sorry, the communications technology quiz. Once again, review. Bioengineering technologies is a fascinating study because it involves many aspects of our lives throughout life sciences. In this unit, you're going to be looking at engineering, you're going to be looking at medical, agriculture, environmental, and looking at careers, okay? So there's a lot to do here, as you can see. The first topic that you're going to cover is in medical technologies, and that's in the category of biomedical engineering. You're going to be looking at imaging and all the instrumentation and the devices used in the medical practice, in the technologies. If you think about our medicine now, it is really technology rich. So you'll pursue much of that. And it's very an important topic because what do you spend your money on? Governments and individuals have to determine what they're willing to pay for. This stuff is expensive, but it saves lives. In this unit, you'll start with the STEM Career Lab and understanding more about the science and technologies behind it, and then you're going to go into presentations. So look at the medical technologies overview area and make sure you understand the different technologies. You know these because you've had experience with these either personally or with your family, or certainly seen them on television. Make sure you understand each of the terms and what they mean. And then review with the challenge questions. Your project for this unit comes first up, and basically it is to work with people who have osteoarthritis, who have problems with gripping. So what you're going to be doing is designing a gripper or a device that can be used by someone with osteoarthritis, and you're going to learn what that is to plug in and unplug in electrical devices from an AC outlet. And there's a rubric assigned to this. Take a look at the instructions here. You're going to create an assistive device, which is an external device per these requirements. And this is, you're going to create an electronic portfolio. You have a cover page, your design challenge with identifying the problem statement, research, the benefits of your device and how it solves movement problems or what you believe it will. Your design rationale for why you designed it the way that it did. Let's see number D here. Provide an image. If you copy one, make sure you cite all your images. Provide a sketch, so you need to have a sketch of your own solution that you've created. You're going to build a prototype, identify the key features, and you're going to try it out and give the results on this. So make sure you include all your resources and everything. The next area of this unit is agricultural technologies. These are very advanced now. Just like medical is very advanced, the agriculture is very advanced. And farmers, to stay competitive, they have to find ways to work around the environment, the changes in the weather, water, changes in soil, bugs, other disease. So we'll take a look at that. It's a very interesting unit, actually. The job in agriculture, and it's more than just farmers that are in agriculture because there's a whole industry within this, but the intent is to provide the highest quality yield at the greatest efficiency. This includes knowledge in crop and livestock management. You need to know sustainable agricultural practices, sustainable meaning that they are good for the land, and renewable, and technologies to improve the ability of the land to continue to produce good. Efficiencies and cost of production are important because it's can be very labor intensive. So there's a lot of technology and some automation that is used in the farm. This also leads, in this area, also leads to biotechnology and DNA understanding because there's been a lot of genetic modification in terms of agriculture. And also, that's been moving along in animal species that are used in farming also. And you'll be looking at some examples to address that. where you can learn more about it. Here is, whenever you get to this section right here on this one, be very careful the way that it's laid out. There's 3 different sections here. Each one of them has things underneath them, okay? So you will look at need to know each of the pieces of equipment, each of the technologies, and what they do. And then when you get through all 3 of these, you go back again, you go to genetic modification. That's another aspect of this. And you're looking at modified crops, animals, and even biofarming. So click on these. And then go back. And then look at artificial ecosystems, greenhouse technologies, and hydroponics. And understand these and make sure you scroll down. There's a lot of text on this stuff, okay? And then start looking at bioengineering. Here's some applications and case studies. Your next assignment is on GMO and food labeling. Do some research on this and respond to this. See how effective that solution will be. And say your opinions based on what you've learned in your research. This aspect of biotechnology and environmental technology would include environmental concerns such as air and water pollution and soil pollution. This would be the civil works and the civil engineering, chemical engineering, looking at water systems and all that. So waste management. And then you'll take a look at in a discussion about organic farming versus technological farming. Do some research on that and respond. And then lastly, in this unit, you'll be looking at different careers and different jobs in the biotech field. This is a growth area, and it is expanding because this is an area of interest as our environment changes, as chemistry gets better, microbiology improves, and the population demands greater safeguards on water. And as you'll go through here, you'll note that, yes, this does not necessarily require an engineering degree to work in this field. You can have associates and have very satisfying career opportunities economically in terms of job prospects. GPS technologies are used, and here we go, take a look at these. This goes into what an agricultural engineer is. What do they do? You know, click through this, understand all of these, okay? Then you go to environmental engineers, and what is the difference between agricultural and environmental? What do they do? And you'll see some profiles here. Then you have to dig in a little bit more to different specialties. Bioinstrumentation. Make sure you scroll through, take a look at all the information, because I think mechanics, clinical engineering, know the different jobs. Notice that some of these do scroll down. And understand the role of biomedical engineer with regards to the Biomedical Engineering Society.